All right, I've got a couple of runs today, which I think both of them came out of me trying to do the early level 3 tier 6. You can see here I've got the Eagle to level 2.33 on turn 8. So I know for a fact that I'm not going to be able to get the level 3 in time. I guess I could get it on the next turn, but pretty unlikely, especially since I have the pill frozen. Although I do sell the stoat and get another eagle, and we get the crow. So I'm gonna have the level 3 eagle on turn 9, but no pill. We find another bat, so I'm just gonna go for that instead. And the pack was on screen briefly at the beginning. I'll put a link to the description. Some people have recently asked for the pack codes. Although a lot of the time I would say that most of my pack codes are not good, to put it simply. Because this pack was basically just for trying to get the earliest eagle. A lot of the other pets are just filler, and there's not really any particular reason for them to be there. A lot of the time I just put stuff in that where I don't have the achievement unlocked. Or where I might go for the 50-50 shop if I get lioness or chicken from the eagle. So here is the grizzly bear making its first appearance, and Grizzly was one of the pets that I didn't have the achievement for because I've hardly used it. It was kind of, it had a bad reputation from the test server, really, because it was kind of busted to begin with. And I don't think I ever actually bought it on the test server. I could be wrong, but here we roll into double turkey, and I can't resist going for it. So triple turkey, level 3 bat, level 3 eagle, but looking a bit exposed with no equipment or no useful equipment. So I think here I'll combine one of the turkeys. And I actually did that wrong. I should have combined it with the smaller turkey at the back. Lost a bit of stats there. And then we'll bring in the orca just for weight of summons. And I can't remember exactly what happens at this, but I assume I pill the eagle and I'm going to get the grizzly out of the eagle. But we'll have to see. But standard type of opposition you face where it's triple scalar with massive units down to lethal. And we actually went past the grizzly there. So I think here I just combine and take the oyster. And I find another turkey. And now I guess I pass that up. Yeah, so now I'm running out of options, so I take it in the end. I guess I'm waiting for the mushroom to appear in the single open slot. And here we go against the skunk team. And turkey is usually good enough to beat them. But of course, we only have a very small number of summons at this point. So it's a draw. There we get the mushroom. So sell orca and we'll pill eagle and see what we get. And there is the grizzly bear, which is immediately going to become a 27-27. And we have another level 3 eagle, which is great. And I think I should just take the chocolate there, but I decided not to go for it. I guess I was just hard rolling for another mushroom, because a lot of these runs where I failed to get the early tier 6, I tried instead to go for as many level 3 eagle pills as I could. I'd already done a video quite a while ago where I did that and ended up with the full level 3 team. And here we get matched with a German Shepherd, of course. I mean, you can't avoid it, although they haven't really got the huge stats that... and to be honest, having the 50 attack doesn't really matter a huge amount when you're actually facing a summon team. Again, I'm passing up the chocolate because I'm just looking for the mushroom. And we finally get it. And then now I have to move the bat to the front so that there's space for the eagle to respawn. And... so here's another team with massive stats. The weakness actually makes the two stegos both give the stats to the alpaca at the back. And I think, we scrape a draw again. I'm not sure if that would have been any different if the Stegos had passed the stats, backwards and forwards rather than all in one unit. Get the fly in. Fly is very good for Grizzly because you're guaranteeing another 3 spawns. And I can't actually remember what the original Grizzly's ability was. I think it might have just been feints rather than attacks, because it was changed so many times. But you can see here how strong it can be, where it just completely wipes the opposing team. And now we like here I was thinking of going double Grizzly, but I changed my mind. So we'll put the melon on it just to try and protect it in the case of like going against crocodile with tiger or parrot. And now all we can really do now is look for 1-ups and also level the fly and try and get another full level 3 team. And so here we go against the opposing summon build, but the Grizzly just absolutely destroys their backline. Although they do get Walrus out of the Orca, was it? Yeah, so like I was saying at the beginning, the pack code will be in the description. However, do be aware that if you want to run this kind of team, the pack is not set up properly for it. There's lots of missing units that would be much more useful. I don't think Stork is in there. I don't like if you're gonna run Eagle in your team as a permanent fixture. You really want to have a lot of these strong spawning, pets like a boar or even just leopard, where they're going to have really high attack when they spawn by default, and then the turkey gives them extra buffs on top. So here the Grizzly, although it was coming down to the wire, the Grizzly finishes off the last 2 opposing pets. So now we're getting closer to trying to find. Yeah, I think I take the mushroom or do I? Okay, I do take it, and I pass up the chocolate there. So my odds of finding the last 3 flies or chocolates is pretty weak, and this isn't an absolute disaster of an opposing team to face. However, we respawn with the Eagle, and we get Orca. Actually, I guess it would have been a draw probably anyway, but the stats on the Orca being level 3 were so high. That was just a bizarre round. And even though the weakness was applied to the blowfish in the back, they still would have pretty much drawn against almost anything. Bizarre. And unlucky for them to run up against summons, although I guess the matchmaking doesn't really work like that, so I can't feel too bad about it. And go against a snake, but it's way too far in the back to actually matter. We're going to easily beat this team. And there is the Grizzly achievement, which I wasn't surprised to not have that one. And so here is another run where I was running the exact same thing. I don't know if the pack has maybe been changed slightly. I think it's probably the same pack. But what happened was, instead of getting Eagle on turn 7, I got Vulture. And I thought, okay, Vulture is another one that I don't have the achievement for. Let's just go for it. Of course, massive bulldog, no surprise. You just can't escape it. And should have been patched a long time ago. But anyway, the Vulture actually chips away at the team, and this would have been a win if it had sniped anything other than the bison there, I think. So we get the level 3 Vulture, and then Grizzly appears in the shop, and I actually think, let's have Vulture and Grizzly. So that basically means that you're firing off snipes at an unbelievable rate, because the Vulture is shooting every second feint, and the Grizzly is shooting every 5 attacks. So you'll see how it works, but we immediately get the level 2 Grizzly. And we go against a Highland Cow team, but they did not sell Tamarin, or if they did, it was a very meager Tamarin. However, we do get weakened and or inked rather, and I think the ink affects the snipes as well. Yeah, so the vulture level 3 was only doing 9 damage there instead of 12. I'm sure it's 12. Maybe we'll see it when on the next round, and we can check if that's correct. So I think I give the vulture, mushroom to begin with, just in case again of the sort of crocodile heavy teams. Although ultimately I think I'm going to swap that for melon, and here you can see the kind of opponent that just destroys us. Leopard snipe, plus they have camel and a 50-50 leech. Another thing that's very difficult to avoid in customs. We do actually chip them down a reasonable amount, so if they hadn't had the leopard, there's a pretty good chance we would have won that, just from sheer weight of snipes. So here I think I sell the fly for the eagle. I think because the fly has to be in... Actually, I'm not sure which is better. I guess the eagle can in theory have more spawns if you get orca. But here we get matched with opposing Grizzly and German Shepherd. Or again, we're lucky that it's not a Tamarin into German Shepherd, and we just destroy that team. They were playing Lizard as well, which is obviously a bit of a downgrade on Eagle. So here we double melon the back 2 units for a bit more snipe protection, so the Leopard isn't going to insta-kill them. And then we go against this team, which is kind of strange. They have Tiger Microbe. I don't know quite why that is. I guess they were waiting for something else, maybe. But the weakness ends up doing us a favor, even though it overwrote all our mushrooms. And now we're just looking for levels. And we get the 1.5 tapir and 1.5 eagle. And it's a pretty typical multiple 50-50 team. The question is, can the Grizzly and vulture whittle these down to nothing? I suppose I could have also probably had pineapple in the pack as well, but I think it's probably better to not worry about getting 2 extra damage. And actually there we lose by a tiny fraction of 2 damage. What a surprise. But yeah, I mean, it's far more valuable to protect the unit with mushroom or melon or even lemon than it is to get a little bit extra damage on the snipes. And another team with double 50-50. And again, we get weakened. I think, there's so many turns the equipment has been overwritten here. However, this time they put octopus in the back, and generally not a good idea. You need the octopus up front. If it can kill, it could have easily killed the Grizzly or the vulture there, and then we would have lost that. But thankfully, that positional blunder helped us get the win. Level up on the tapir, and then a little bit of stats to the vulture. And here we go, level 3 Grizzly, level 3 vulture. Another team with basically triple 50-50. Again, though, it's a Highland cow that hasn't got the stats yet. And the sheer volume of snipes. So the Grizzly's doing 36 every time there's 5 attacks. And the vulture is doing 12 every second feint. So the stats on the team just absolutely evaporate. And we get the level 3 vulture achievement. So no surprise I didn't have either of those, but glad to get them ticked off the list.